Well, hello everyone. Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've got another garden art project we're going to do. This is going to be another little frog. I found this one after I did the first one, and I kind of like this one better. So I thought we'd come back and do a little video on how to make it real quick. So we're going to use our same projects here. This is the frog that we're going to make right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make some changes to it because here again, this is out of a free clip art. And so it really is not designed for leaded glass, but we're going to just convert it. So we're going to make a couple curves right through here, through there, and we're going to take your little toes off here. We're just going to make these go around underneath here, just like that. So anyway, I printed it out on a manila folder, and I took and kind of inked in where I'm going to make the pattern. I'm going to fold this pattern in half like we did before and just cut out one side to give the other side the exact same shape. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But our caster characters here again, we're going to use our 5/32 brass tubing to hold up the stake. The stake is going to be made out of our 1/8" music wire. This is the one from K&S Metals. Both of these are. They're found in hobby stores where they sell radio control cars, boats, and planes, things like that. You can get them online also. And then the lead we're going to use, this one here is RH3. It's an 1/8" across the top right here. And then we're going to use around the outside here. This is our UCAME. And this one here is RU 92. This is a smaller. It's a little bit smaller than 1/8 inch, but it works fine. RH90 is exactly an 1/8 inch. So if you have either one of those, they will work. Or if you're using like hobby cane, which is a little bit smaller than this, those will work also to wrap the outside edge of it. So we're going to use this piece of green glass right here, this kind of variegated to give us our look. And so I'll go ahead and bend this over. I'll cut this pattern, bend this over and cut this pattern out, and come back and show you the pattern pieces. And then we'll go ahead and cut the glass, and we'll go from there. The little googly eyes that go in the eyes right here, they're just from your hobby stores, places like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any of those people online also. So anyway, that's the cast of characters we need for the project. So I'm just going to take this guy right here. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to put it right down the middle of the project. I'm going to take and bend this up just like this. Fold it over tight, just like that. And now I'm going to take and turn it around this way. So now when I cut this out, this will create the exact same side on this side here so that our frog will be even. Otherwise, if you draw something like this side here looks to me like it's already a little bit smaller right here. So this will make it even out. So this is how we're going to make the pattern on it. So I'll go offline, cut this out real quick, and we'll come back. I've already got the artwork down on the board here, so we'll build on top of this right here. So we'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back. I got the pattern cut out now, so it came out real nice. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take it here. We'll put it on the smoother side of this glass, and we'll just take and transfer it over. So I'll set it on here so that the frog will keep the grain of the glass going on the whole project. So I'm going to set it in here like this. Get all your pieces in here before you start to glue them down to make sure you're going to have room for everybody. Need to pull that over just a little bit more. All right, so I'll go offline. I'm going to glue that down to the glass, and I'll go ahead and cut it. And when I come back, we'll have the pieces all cut out for this. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll start to let it in. So this is going to go fairly quick. There's only, we got 4 pieces of glass to work with here. And these little tiny guys work out fairly easy because they're just straight now. So we'll be back as soon as I get these cut out, and we'll go from there. I just wanted to come back in here real quick and just show you so here's the pattern. We got it glued down to our glass we're going to use now. When you do this, be sure to leave enough room here for your cutter to go through here, because this is a inside curve right here. You want to be sure that you make a nice smooth transition. Otherwise, you'll have trouble cutting that out. Same way here, around here and around here. If you make that too tight, it'll be difficult to cut that out sometimes. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. We'll go offline, get these all cut up, and when we come back, we'll get ready to put them on our build sheet right here, and we'll go ahead and put this together for you. Okay, well, we're back. We got our glass all cut out now, so we're ready to go. And we're going to start with the leading process right up here at the top. And right here, because here again, we're going to run these two pieces together. If we just run the U-came all the way around there, there's no place for this glass to go. So I'm going to mark this right here. A little mark here, and a little mark right here. And that's where we're going to cut. We're going to take our U-came and we're going to cut it off at those points right here. So we're going to start right over here on this side. I'm just going to kind of give this a pre-bend. Just kind of start it with your thumb. Just bend it down a little bit. I'll let it stick over here just a little bit so we can get from there. So we can trim it back to where we want it. Just take right here with your finger and just push that down in there tight. Bring this on around. When you get it around here, hold it on the top here and just take your finger and take and pre-bend it back into the glass. Bring this on around. Here again, right here, get a little pre-bend. Right here. Then bring this on around. Then we're going to take and we're going to mark this right here. Push this back up here. Mark it right there. Then we're just going to pull this back away just a little bit. We'll take our dikes with the smooth side facing in here. Give that a little trim. We do the same thing here. Pull this back out. Give that a little trim. Take and set this back in here. Push this in nice and tight. Just like that. This right here wants to stay up a little bit high. Just take and push it down with your fingers. As you come around, you just take and push this down in here. Then you bring this edge around. And you want it to look just like that. So then you get your pins. Set this back in place where it goes. And we'll just take and we'll pin it here real quick. So we'll come in here and put another pin right here. And we'll put one right here. Then we're going to cut a piece of H-came that runs across here. And that H-came now will be where this edge here is going to slide into it. And we'll just tack solder it right here. Then we'll come on down and we'll put it around the body here. So we'll be back in 1 second. I'll get this cut out. Okay, well, we're back here real quick. So we're going to put our H-came in right here. So the easiest way to do that is just to take a piece of H-came, give it kind of a pre-bend here, set it in here like this. Now this glass is a little bit thick because the H-came doesn't have a very big channel in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go offline real quick here. I'm going to put this on the grinder and I'm going to grind this edge down here just a little bit so that it'll fit on there. So I'll be back in 1 second here. All right, I'm back. So I'm going to just show you this real quick here. This is right here. See how I've ground this down here? So I've just ground this very lightly all the way around. So now when we put this H-came in there, it'll fit in there nice and tight, just like that. So I'm going to leave this stick over just a little bit right here. Same way here. And I'm just going to trim it right here just to start with. Then I'm going to put it in here. And I'm just going to mark it real close right here. And right here. I'm going to take and trim it. Okay, so it's about 1/8 of an inch too long right here, so come back here. We want this to fit in here tight. We don't want any big gaps, so it's a little bit, just a little bit more. That's what we want right there. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to put a piece of this little form wood in it right here. And I got another little piece over here. I'll push this in so it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to just take these two little joints right here. I'm just going to take and tack solder them just very lightly so that they don't come away, so we don't have a problem with stuff getting coming loose on us here. Just take your iron. I'm going to actually put it right on the side of it right here. Maybe. Just a little tiny bit right there. All right. We can pull these guys away now. And this guy here is going to fit in here. Make sure you get the right side up. This guy's going to fit in here right like that. And now down here, I'm going to take an old piece of U-cane. Sit right in here. I'm going to push this in nice and tight where I want it. Pin it right here. Now, this area right here, from here to here again, we're going to go back to our U-cane and we're going to come down. So we'll get our U-cane right here. And it looks like we probably need to maybe come down here just a little over 1/2 inch. So we'll just measure this out 1/2 inch. Here again, do the two, make them identical so that they'll be spaced the same amount. And that's going to go in here. So since this is curved right here, just take your thumb and just push it down here. Give it a pre-bend. That's not quite enough. Just like that. You want that to come around there. Here again, just take your thumb, pre-bend it. Right like that. Put a pin in it. And now from here, we're going to come on down back to our H-came so that we can get our legs in here. So here again, we need to make it come down to about right here. Just measure this so we got room to get it in here. Okay. So now we're going to take our H-came again. We'll trim off a straight edge here. And we need to make it pre-bent here. So just kind of bend it around. Just bend it with your fingers. Needs to come around a little bit more. Just a little bit right here. It's a little bit. Sometimes when you get to the edge here, if you're having a little bit of trouble, just take your grazing pliers here and and you can kind of pull this around a little bit here. You want this to sit in here just like that. Okay, we're going to take and we're going to mark this right here. Give it a clip. Sit that in there just like that. Okay, we're going to come over this other side. I think that's long enough, this piece right here. Give it a trim. Here, we'll pre-bend it. Take our grazing pliers here and just give this just a little tighter bend right here. Well, I got a little carried away there. Just slide this in here. Perfect. It's going to be just the right amount. Mark it right here. Again, we're going to trim this. Push that in. Now across the bottom here, we're going to go back and we'll fill that in with our regular U-came right here. I think this is going to be long enough right here, this piece right here. Here again, just take and pre-bend it with your fingers. Take and mark it here. Always mark it just a little bit long so you can trim it back to get a nice tight fit. Okay, you can see we need to trim off just a little bit right here. That's just a little bit too long. It wants to push that one out a little bit. You want it to fit tight, but you don't want to push the other one out. There we go. Here again, I'm going to put these little pieces of our form wood right here to pin that with. So I push these joints together right there. And put one right here. So we're going to take here again, we're going to put a little flex on all these little joints right here. If you have trouble with your solder iron not wanting to melt your solder, usually what happens is your tip has gotten dirty and it doesn't want to melt your solder. So I'll have to go offline and clean that real quick. Get this on here. So the front side of the iron seems to be okay. Just didn't like that corner right there. So just a little bit more right here. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll put our legs on now. Okay, so we got this all tack soldered now. So I took these little legs here again, and I chamfered them down just a little bit so that they'll fit into our H-cam right here. So they're going to go right here is where they're going to go, here and right here. Okay, so we're going to wrap them around here with our U-came again. Going to have to go get some more, so we'll be back in 1 second. Let me grab it. All right, we're back. So here we are. So right here, we're going to start at the top here. Here again, we're going to have to take and kink it. Going to bring it in here just like that. Going to let it go over this just a little bit. Bring this on around. Come down the edge. Now this right here, you're going to take this, and on the edge of my workbench, I'm just going to take and push that in to make it come around to fit on the glass real nice and tight. Here again, we'll come around here, come up to here, and we're going to take it, we're going to cut this on it. Just follow the glass right here, just like that. Now, since we're going to put it inside this H-cam right here, we need to cut this back just a little bit so that we've got some room for the glass to go into here. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to do this one on a little bit of an angle. Going to take off about a 32nd of an inch here. Same way here. Put our piece back in. And you should get something that looks like this, where you have a little bit of a lip on each side here. And this is going to fit in here, just like that. Push it in nice and tight. Take and pin it. So here's our solder joints right here. We'll come over on the other side, do the same thing. Here again, pre-bend that. Set it over. Bring it straight down. Pull it over here so you can see what you're doing here. Pull it around. Here again, we're going to take and cut this right on the edge of the glass like that. Here again, I'm going to push this one in a little bit tighter, right there. Okay, now I'm going to open it up just a little bit. I'm going to cut this back just a little bit. Try not to cut it back too far so you don't end up with a big gap, so you don't want to have to try to fill it with solder. Here we go. I'll go get to my workbench here again. Push that in. Okay. Run this down to where it goes right there. That looks good right there. Take and pin it real good. Just like that. Okay, now we've got it all here. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll really solder it up now. So we're going to go ahead and put our flux all the way around here. Let me clean this iron just a little bit, so I'll be back 1 second here. Okay, we're back, so I cleaned this. If your tip starts to look kind of crusty, it's a good idea to go ahead and clean it, because otherwise you're not going to get a real nice solder joint here. So we're going to start right here. We're just going to go ahead and solder this down, just a nice little joint just like that. We'll come over here. Come back here. Come over here again. I try to make these all about the same if I can. Makes it just look a little bit nicer. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull this all apart now. Another thing too, when you notice when we put the all the pieces on the glass, we kept it all together as a unit, so you can see all the grain is running the same way, rather than have some going this way, some going this way. So it just makes the job a little bit nicer. So we'll turn this over. I'm just going to put a couple pins here just to hold this. Normally I'd take and hit these with a little stainless steel brush. Not sure that's totally necessary, but the new lead doesn't seem to oxidize near as bad as the old lead used to. So, but we'll do it anyway, just to let you see how to do that. Just taking off about not even an eighth of an inch off the end of my iron here. All right, that looks good. Now, in these areas right here, in here and in here, here and here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iron and I'm just going to tin it just a little bit. And I'm just going to set this up here real quick and just fill that in there just real lightly. This gets a little bit warm, so be sure you got a hold of a place where it doesn't burn you. This adds a little strength to the project. Also, it covers up any open areas that you may have here. And we got one more to go right here. That one actually looks pretty nice. We'll put some in here anyway. All right. There's our little project, so we'll go ahead and get that cleaned up when we come back. We're going to, okay, I want to come back in here real quick. I want to show you, we need to put our brass tubing in here to hold our stake. So the way I did that, I took a rat tail file and I made a couple grooves in our lead. Here again, a rat tail file is just a round file. This one's about 1/4 inch in diameter. Here it goes down to about 1/8 of an inch. They come in all different sizes. They just make it handy to do that with. And this is our brass tubing here. I took and cut it and just cleaned the ends up on it. And we're going to take and we're just going to flux this right here. Flux it right here. We're going to set it in our grooves. Just like that. Could have left it just a little bit longer. But remember, this is the tubing that gets hot really quick. So we're going to use our piece of form wood to hold it there. Then we're going to take our siren iron. We're going to take and tin it. I'm going to hold that down, and I'm going to just put it right here on the edge. Let the solder flow right off of it. Helps if I flex the tubing also. There we go. Come down here to this side here and get this real quick. Right there. Take and turn this around. Okay, now on this end here, we're going to take where the open tubing's at and we're going to plug that up. So I've got a couple little blocks here. You can set this in here. I got a couple little blocks here. I can put that in. I'll take and tilt this up so you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to take and flux the end of this. And we're just going to plug this up so that our wire doesn't go all the way through it. Just like that. There we go. So I'm going to go offline now, and we'll put the, this is the Novacan Black Patina, or Pantene, for solder and lead. I'll turn this black, and then when we come back, I'll show you how to put the stencils on to get the little dots and to get its mouth on here. And then the project will be pretty much done. So we'll take it out in the yard and get a few shots of it, and we'll get it posted. So we'll be back in a little while. All right, well, we're back. So now we've got our little project here all taken care of here. We got it all shined up now and clean. So now we're going to need to put the face on it here. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take, here's our layout that we started with. I'm just going to take a really sharp X-Acto knife, a new blade, and I'm going to cut a fine line right through here, and I'm going to cut out these little circles. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this area here, I'm going to cut right around it underneath this line here, and I'm going to set it in here. And I'm just going to use a glue stick to stick it down with, and then some masking tape or some painter's tape to go around it. And then we're going to spray it with a flat black can of spray paint, and after it dries we'll pull it off, and that'll give us our face. And then we're going to use our googly eyes to go here. We'll put those on with some super glue, and we'll glue them right to the glass. So when I come back next, we'll have this all masked up and ready to paint, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then from there we'll go ahead and paint it, and we'll finish the project up. So it's coming out real nice for us. So I like this design better than the other one. So keep tuned, we'll be back. All right, I want to come back on here real quick and just show you that we got it all masked up now. So we got our pattern glued to the glass part here. A couple tips on gluing this down. I use just a regular glue stick. You want to put the glue stick on the back of the pattern, not on the glass, because if you put it on the glass, then where the openings are, it'll have glue in there, and you'll have trouble with your paint sticking. Now, if you don't want to go the trouble of masking this off, you could just take a small paintbrush and go ahead and paint through the openings in our stencil or our pattern. So that's up to you. I like to use a spray paint. It comes out nice and smooth, and I've had good luck with that. So anyway, we'll go give this a little spray paint job, and then when we come back, we'll take and pull it apart, and we'll show you the finished product, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this posted. So I hope everybody's followed along on this one and enjoyed it. It's kind of been a fun one to make. So we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, as you can see, we got it all sprayed now. So right now it looks like quite a mess. So what we're going to do, we'll take all of this stuff off of here. So I'm not going to do this all on camera, but I'm just going to show you. We're just going to take and peel these pieces off of here, and we'll get down to where the mask is at. So here again, this takes a little bit of time. If you don't want to do this, like I said, you could just go ahead and paint it. But anyway, so we're going to pull this off, and when I come back, it'll be all pulled off, and you'll get a picture of how we've got the face on here. Then we'll put the little googly eyes on it, and we'll be done with the project. All right, we're back. We got it all cleaned up now. So here's how it came out. So real happy with that. So now we're going to put our little eyes on here, our googly eyes. And I'm just going to use a little Gorilla Super Glue here. And you just need just a little drop of this. You don't need a whole lot. So I'm just going to take and put a little drop on there like that. And take and drop this in place like that. So there's not a lot to that. That one's got a little bit of something on it there. Like a little bit of a hard spot. So I'll take it off, make sure our eye is sitting flat on it. Now that looks pretty good. So we'll let those dry. We'll take and put our stake on that. That'll go on the back there in our brass tubing that we put on. And then we'll take it out in the yard and we'll put it in a planter and we'll take a picture of it and the project will be done. So here again, I hope you followed along. It's been a fun one to do and you'll enjoy this one. It's pretty simple. Nice. Well, there's only 4 pieces of glass to it and it makes a nice little gift. All right, we'll be back as soon as we get it, let it dry. All right, we got our project all done now, so we're out in the garden. So we've got it stuck in some planters here, and so I just want to let everybody take a look at it. It came out real nice for us. So hopefully you've followed along and enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.